We all remember where we were when the 9/11 attacks occurred. It was such an horrific event that its pictures stamped itself on all our memories. It was pure coincidence that I decided to write, not because of 9/11, but for other reasons. Hi, I'm Michael Bieshel, and up to 2001, my life was filled with three things: my wife, my children, and my job in the construction industry. Now, that industry is a tough one, and for those who know it, and for those who maybe have just touched its boundaries, like building a house, for example, they know that this is a very stress-related industry. Now, there were other things I could do that needed to challenge me. Now, there were two choices: take up the guitar again, which I did as a youth, or write. I chose to write. Now, the motivation to do this was I guess part of my makeup, but it was also to get more balance and more enjoyment for the years to come. Now, I'm glad I made the right choice. I've been fortunate. Now, some of you will resonate with the fact, and you'll understand this, that in business life or any other field, there's always needs to be someone who puts the words down on a computer for a report each month, a submission for a competition, writing a manual for training purposes, or just a controversial letter, a sensitive letter that needs to be written to a customer or to an employee. Words still have to be written by someone. Now, Paul Muggins me, it was always left to me to be the wordsmith. I guess I had the ability, which I didn't think was an ability. It was just that words came to me easier than I guess to some others. It was flowery, passive voice, business-like verbiage that didn't thrill me or get me excited, but I usually finished the first draft of any such report. Then the fun started, and fun it was. When my boss or the team leader would grab that first draft from me, he would tear it apart like a person ending a hunger strike would do to a packet of crisps. It looked like it was easier to change something that others had written than to do the honours yourself and write the first draft. It didn't really matter to me, it was just sometimes comic to watch. I sometimes quote the words you find at the beginning of a novel, and a lot of your readers will know this, when they say any similarities to a particular person, living or dead, is purely coincidental. Well, that was like what happened to my first draft. Nothing like the original when it finally came out. All fun and games. So there were many things I could write. There's poetry, there's short stories, there's fiction writing, there's non-fiction writing, there's speeches, or you name it, and you're all aware of that. I had some idea, but not a lot. I did some courses on all of them, and finally chose the pick of the litter for me, and that was fiction writing. I was a professional builder, been in the industry for a few years, and said, hey, I could write about this. Then I loved Australia's history and was fascinated as a 10-year-old in the colonial past. And I thought, yeah, maybe. I guess what I decided to combine my love of Australia's colonial past with my knowledge of the building industry and write about it, but from a 19th century viewpoint. That was a period I loved. And from the outset, I knew I made the right decision. Now, within 6 months, I felt a better person and was happier with myself. And those around me, more importantly, could see the change for the better. That was good. That was all good stuff. So I thought, let's keep going. The transition worked for me. It may not work for everyone, but the hardest thing, and the one I found very hard, was to face the change. Because, hey, none of us like change. Michael Bieshel here. Thanks for watching and letting me share with you some of my stories.